Hey guys, I'm back. Been off work. I got a month off. Actually, I got a week left, and so it's kind of surprising I haven't done any videos. I'm genuinely sorry. My Pink Floyd poster keeps jumping off the wall. I've duct taped it and everything. It just will not stay. Fucking ridiculous. Anyway, one thing I've been wanting to do a rant on is this fucking patriotism, pride and all this other shit. It's because of I was thinking about this ever since. It's the Acadians, right? They're this. It's a peninsula. It's all French, right? And they're super nice people. Don't get me wrong. Every Acadian I've ever met has just been a sweetheart. But nobody touts their own horn about being proud of where they're from more than them. You drive down the street anywhere, and you see little Acadian flags everywhere. Acadian this, Acadian that. It's ridiculous. They're from this little peninsula, and it comes from the fact that the French left France at one point, settled in Canada, and were outcasts by, English people, and that resentment still resides today, even though it's not as bad, but still. And that's why Quebec wants to separate, they hate us. But anyway, and then they tried to get in contact back with France to ask for things, and France told them to go fuck themselves. So well, fuck it, if nobody wants us, we're awesome, we're the greatest place on the planet. Because I was born there, it is the greatest place on the planet. I'm so fucking sick of people doing this. Like, every country cannot be the greatest country on the planet. Like, this whole fucking Canada thing with the hockey. I mean, I got people saying, we just won the game last night. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, where's your Canadian pride? Don't get me started on this. It's not that I'm not proud to be in a country that is not war-torn, that actually, gives a shit about its people. I mean, that's awesome. I did not build that system, Like, aren't you proud to be Canadian? As a young country, we're very young. As far as being a country is concerned, we're pretty much a teenager. We've accomplished a lot of things. There's a lot of Canadian scientists and discoveries, and you name it. We've done a lot of good shit. But I did not invent any of that. You know what I mean? I wasn't there helping the fucking gold medalists train. I wasn't there encouraging them, giving them food, fucking patting them on the back. They go and win a bunch of medals, and I'm proud to be Canadian. There's a disconnect there. It doesn't quite make any sense, So there was a time when, say, you were from Quebec or you were from Acadie, and you really needed to tout your own, I'm proud to be where I'm from, because you were getting the piss beat out of you from every corner. So you had to have that. And they still do it nowadays. I mean, it's stupid. You didn't have a choice of where you were born. You know what I mean? It's default. Like, God had you in heaven. He's like, okay, you can be from China, you can be from Russia. And you're like, no, I'm from Acadie. Acadie all the way. You're like, well, why'd you pick Acadie? Because I'm proud to be Acadian. I actually got shit from a friend of mine because she's like, didn't want to talk about it. It makes her uncomfortable to talk about things. The only thing I do differently than everybody else is I start asking questions. Why should you be touting your horn that you're proud to be where you're from? You know what I mean? It's been used for evil so many times. So many governments, I'm not just saying the American government, I'm saying everybody's government, has pumped up their citizens. Oh, we're proud to be this, proud to be that. Now go and fight a war. It's been done forever. I mean, look what happened in World War II. I think that's the greatest example of patriotism to the extreme. Hitler's like, we are in the greatest nation on earth. Why? We get the shit kicked out of us? Well, because of the Geneva Convention. Let's fucking get everything going, and look where that ended up. Boo. But yeah, it's a default thing to say you're proud to be where you're from. I mean, it's like being born with two eyes. I have two eyes. I'm so fucking proud I have two eyes. And on top of that, when you tout your nation, you're like, Canada's number one, all you're doing is putting every other country down. You're putting yourself ahead of everybody else. It makes me want to vomit. I'm so glad I'm not in Vancouver right now, because I'd probably be in fist fights every minute that I'm there. Canada's number one! Number one! No, we're not. We have a government which is fucking pretty pathetic. Like, they take all this tax money, you get taxed on what you make, and then you get taxed on what you buy. And then it goes to all these places you don't want it to go. They don't ask us, hey, would you rather, say, help the Haitians? Would you help the natives? No. They decide where it goes. I mean, it's so stupid. We lose Canada's just a lucrative place just to skim all this money right off the top and just, for our population, which is not terribly big for any, country. We're a very small population. It is pretty fucking lucrative. So yeah, I mean, our government is fucked as far as healthcare. I mean, yeah, it's free. If you have anything other than fucking you're going to die in the next 2 minutes, you're waiting 4 hours. I mean, I had to go to the hospital because I had an infected hangnail, and it was fucking grotesque. And I'm waiting 4 hours because there is one doctor, one fucking doctor in the entire Moncton Hospital, which is very big, for the entire Moncton fucking region. 150,000 people, one doctor, overnight. Is that fucking retarded? Like, for the amount of taxes we pay, we should have roads that are made of gold. We should have hospitals that there's never a waiting time. I mean, if you want to wait 20 minutes, half hour, maybe an hour, that's reasonable. Waiting 4 hours for anything, you got a broken arm, you're in there for 4 hours. And unless you start fucking seizuring, there's nothing that can be done. No, I mean, the only people that should say they have the greatest country on the planet, I can't remember if it's Switzerland or Sweden, one of those countries, they have rated the best country because there's no pollution, great recycling, they have great infrastructure, great government support. I mean, hospitals are fantastic, jobs are fucking way up there, high paying. I mean, that is a great country. And I'm not saying our country is ass. I mean, we're probably in the top 5, depending on who you are. If you're someone that's coming from Haiti, I mean, this is going to be a gold mine for you. You're going to think this is the greatest fucking place you've ever been, ever. But as far as racking us up compared to other countries, we're lower down on the list. Because, I mean, there's a lot of great countries. Even Britain's amazing. I mean, fuck, even Iraq had free healthcare and, free schooling while Saddam Hussein was in power. We don't have that. We get fist fucked. If you want to get an education, it's retarded because you go to school. Other than, say, if you get a trade, you have a good shot at getting a job. If you go to university, not only are you going to have to spend probably 8 years in university and then maybe get a job, but it's so fucking overpriced. They realize this is a lucrative business. People will pay out the fucking ass and pay for it through student loans for the rest of their fucking lives. So yeah, us being a capitalist country is good in some ways, bad in most. Because the system is set up for you to fail. You borrow a bunch of money from the government so that you can go to school, so that you pay interest on it the rest of your life, and they make an ass lot of money on top of the taxes they're taking off you when you make money and when you spend money. So yeah, on that aspect, Canada is just like the States and fucking needs to change. Like, that is awful, 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 awful. That and immigration is awesome because apparently, if this is true, there are 6 Asians to every 1 white person in Vancouver. So as far as being a country that lets people immigrate, you know what, I'm all for immigration. If you want to bring some people in that are going to work hard, either are going to work their ass off just like everybody else, no handouts, that's good because you can make it if you just work. Or you have some fucking trade that Canada needs. Australia says, if you want to move here, you better have a fucking good reason. We're not just going to let anybody in. You actually have to write an essay to why Australia would benefit from your presence. Why don't we have the same fucking thing? You know what I mean? Canada doesn't have a shitload of immigrants as of right now, other than maybe Vancouver. But it very soon is going to get overrun. I mean, I'm not saying, oh yeah, we need to deport, we need to kick some ass. We need to just fucking be wary of who we let in. There's a lot of people that come in here. We have lazy people here. We don't need to import them. And it's fucking awesome. If you're from another country, you get approved for welfare as soon as you get here. And people here cannot get welfare, depending on your situation. We don't want to look bad. It's kind of like giving all the health care to the fucking detainees in Guantanamo. I can't even pronounce that fucking place. But I understand why they do it. The government would look bad if they had shitty health care, but they don't give health care to their own citizens. It's fucking pathetic. But anyway, back on, I kind of got a little off track there. I'm just, I'm anti-establishment, but not because it's cool to be anti-establishment, because things need to change. There's a lot of shit that needs to be fucking changed in the government. But yeah, this whole fucking pride thing, just don't be like everybody else. Everyone else is chanting Canada, so it makes you put up your fist and say Canada. You see what's going on there? It's just infectious, you know what I mean? You're not actually stopping and thinking about what you're doing. You're so blind with the fucking, Canadian pride that you're pumping your fist and overturning cars. I mean, just stop and ask a few questions. Are you really proud to be Canadian, or are you doing it because everybody else is doing it? Nickelback is not a reason to be proud to be Canadian. They're fucking absolutely atrocious. You know what I mean? I'd rather hear farting on a snare drum than fucking listen to 5 seconds of Nickelback. But yeah, a hockey game should not make you proud to be Canadian. It's a fucking hockey game. It's a fucking sport. You win a medal. Actually, you don't win a medal. They win the medal. They should be proud to be Canadian because they worked their ass off for 4 years to get something. Well, I didn't help. I'm not proud. I'm not going to fucking leech off that. Anyway, I know I'm probably going to get shit for this. Oh, you're supposed to be proud of where you're from. Blah, blah.